In 2022, you performed with Tube Station in Sush during the Sush Triathlon. How do you remember that concert?
Very fondly, some great memories. What an incredible weekend. From arriving the morning of the gig and having breakfast with Shamak and his family and friends and playing music over the breakfast table with guitars and singing and just very happy way to start the day. And then arriving at the venue and seeing for the first time the stage and the lighting and the big screens in the background and the meeting the crew. It was so professional. It was, it was amazing. And then being shown to the green room, backstage, and all our food and our instruments were all there, and we got our passes uh, and sound check and setting up, and it was just surreal. It was the stuff of dreams. It was the best gig we've ever done by a long way. It was amazing. So and then we played to Shamak. How many people were there? Do you think
It's about
2,000?
2000, yeah.
2,000? Anyway.
2000, around 2000.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So playing. I thought it was 2,000. Yeah, maybe, but playing to 2,000 people, whatever, and have them all singing and dancing as we played, and all the smiles, and then when we finished the gig, the production crew wanted us to sign, the drum skin and the set lists that we'd written out to put on the floor of the stage, so they could auction them for charity. So that was crazy, and then walking from the stage through the crowd to the back where I think we met the mayor. And as we walked, all the children were on the barrier, giving us high fives as we walked through. It was crazy. And then having drinks afterwards, watching Dimono play, who were great too. And then having people come up to us and say, "Oh, can we get a photograph with you?" And all this sort of stuff. It was just mad. It's so many memories. But I think for me, my favourite memory is perhaps, this is very selfish, but for me personally, my favourite memory was. One of the songs that we do is from a band called The Jam, and it's a song called Ghosts. And I sing that one. It's a really nice song, some great lyrics, and we did that as an encore when we came back on, and singing Ghosts to 2,000 people beside a lake as it gets dark was just, one of my favourite musical moments ever. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. It was just perfect. Yeah, it was great.
Do you have any special memories from your visit to Poland? Do you plan to return someday, either with the band or for another event?
Yeah, the gig was the second time I've been to Sush and the second time I've been to Poland. On both occasions, I've loved my visits, and Shamak and I and Shamak's family, we have a great friendship, and I don't see him very often, but when I do, it's like we were never apart. So I have many special memories of both visits, and yes, I definitely plan to come back. In fact, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this or not, but we might be back this year. I'm hoping in June maybe, to play another gig in Sush. I hope. We're trying to figure that out right now, and see if we can see if it will work out. So I would love to come back in June, and so would the rest of the band. And if we do, you have to come and meet us, okay? You have to come to the gig and come and say hello. And everyone else in the room who I can't see, I'm sure there are other people there. You have to come along and say hi. So yeah, we'd love to come back, and hopefully this year, maybe in June. But if not, then some other time, just to see Shamak and family, and spend a few days back in Sush, because it's a beautiful place.
Okay, thank you very much for interview.
Thank you for your questions. You did really well. Your English is great.
Thank
I could
you.
understand you very clearly. And when Shamak sent me the questions through to read, I thought they really made me smile. I thought they were excellent questions, so well done.
But there's only two cause it's all we know. There's more inside you that you haven't shown. So keep on moving, moving, moving your feet. Give yourself shift till this ghost can't speak. Just keep on walking down the grinding streets. One day you'll walk right out of this night, and then you wonder why you didn't try to spread some love and all around. Old-fashioned culture that's still staying. Gotta read this prejudice that ties you down. How do you feel at the end of the day? Just like you walked over your own way. So why you frightened? Can't you see that it's you? By the moment there's nothing, so there's nothing to lose. Lift up your lonely heart and walk right on through.